first I wanted to be a defense attorney. That was all I'd ever been exposed to. But in my third year of law school, I applied for a clerkship on the Seventh Circuit, the same court I'm on now, in the very same building. And I was fortunate enough to get an offer and a position with Judge Robert Sprecher. He was a judge on the Court of Appeals, a very wonderful man who mentored me. I was recommended by the dean of my law school, Dean David Link, and because of the strong recommendations and my performance in law school, I was offered the position. So I clerked on the Seventh Circuit, and it was during that year. Now, what a law clerk does is a law clerk assists a judge with research. I mentioned that judges have to go and look up cases, and law clerks help judges to look up those cases and to help draft the opinions or orders, in other words, the decisions that judges make. So one of the things you get exposed to are lawyers representing all kinds of people. So I got to see people from the U.S. Attorney's Office, prosecutors, the people who, as I used to say when I was a prosecutor, put you in jail, and defense attorneys who defend people. Plus, I saw lawyers in civil matters. So I had actually applied to the Federal Defender's Office, which is the public defender for the federal government, for people who couldn't afford to hire a lawyer. And a friend of mine called and said that a woman attorney in the U.S. Attorney's Office wanted to meet with me, a woman named Mary Ann Jackson, who's on the state court bench today. She had been the first black woman in the criminal division in the U.S. Attorney's Office, the federal prosecutor. So we had lunch, and Mary Ann had heard I wanted to be a defense attorney, and she said, I think you should consider coming to the prosecutor's office. And I said, why? I don't want to be a prosecutor. And she said, because, it's in the prosecutor's office that decisions are made about whether people should be charged with the crime. It's in the U.S. Attorney's Office where the prosecutors decide, is there enough evidence to charge someone? It's in the U.S. Attorney's Office where the prosecutor can make sure that the FBI and the various agents follow all the rules in, giving Miranda rights. Did they warn the person before the person confessed? Did they have a search warrant that gave them the legal right to come in their home and to search? And so I thought about what she said, and I said, that makes a lot of sense. The prosecutor has a lot of power. And so I applied to the U.S. Attorney's Office, and I got hired.